So, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. How y'all doing? How you mom and them? What's up?
Howdy, howdy.
I think they have taken the fight down so that we can't watch it on YouTube, which I knew that was coming. And they're probably going to do like a bunch of exhibition fights before they get to the main fight anyway. I bet you the main fight's not till 9 or 10, probably 10 p.m. I'm guessing. I could be wrong. I can't see it, so I don't know. Because, we rarely what? I don't think we've turned on Netflix in a year. So
No, which is why I'm salty about paying for it.
right. So it's like we didn't, and it kept saying, hey, you need to update your payment method. Your time's almost up. So instead of them letting us go ahead and watch it, they're like, no, if you want to watch it, you got to pay. I'm like, really? Our time's almost up, but it's not up. But yeah, you still can't watch the fight. Whatever. That's fine. What's up, Trash Bag? John, Bill, Harry, Wally, Dark
Almost
Thing.
midnight? Damn. Okay.
Midnight. Jeez.
Isn't that, shit, that would be past my bedtime. If I was
Not on a Friday.
Hi,
Not
Bill.
on a Friday.
Says the guy that's usually in bed by 11 o'clock.
I don't know what happens to me on Fridays. Saturdays, I'm good, but Friday, I usually just knock
Saturdays, you're not good either. You stay up later during the week than you do on the weekends. You've always been like that because you're a weirdo.
Because you're a weirdo. I don't know why. I'm not trying to do that.
Aside from when we used to hang out and all watch Mod Envy and Zoom, then you stayed up late with everybody then, but then...
Well, I stayed up late a lot then, but that job was not as strict about anything, really.
That was on the weekend, so that was...
Even at that job, I'd pull over and take a nap. I'm getting tired.
Yeah, I think it's the beverages, Wally.
Nah, no beverages. Well, I only drink really on Friday. That's it. So, every once in a while we may have a drink during the week, but that's rare. I went to all the trouble to get the hot tub all ready to go, and we haven't even used it yet. And I got to tell y'all, today our yard was flooded, and flooded. I got pictures, and luckily I didn't have to go into work, but Munchkin did. So, I don't know if y'all be able to tell from this picture, which is going to show way too white, I figured.
Yeah, nobody can see that.
All right, let me try a dark. How about this picture? The water line is all the way.
No one can see that on
You
your
can
phone.
see this.
A little bit.
The water line is up to the bottom of her door frame. So not quite halfway up the tire, but yeah. So if you look at that one, and then there's Munchkin walking out there in the rain with her pants pulled up. It was, yeah, so it got even like deeper out there. And then
I had my jeans pulled up to my knees, and when I stepped off that curb,
oh, you can't see the water. Look how much water is coming off the car. That was as she was driving away, though.
yeah, when I stepped off that curb, my pant legs got wet, and I had them up to my knees.
So then, about 4 or 5 o'clock, then the rain got way, and you can see the middle of the street there. So it got way lower, and it was just high tide.
At 4 or 5 o'clock. That was like 9:30 a.m.
It didn't even rain that much. That's what's strange.
I think it rained heavier overnight when we were sleeping.
It's just weird because, you would think, oh, it's going to have to be a lot of rain before it floods. No, it was, hey, Stina, it was just a little bit of rain, but that with the tide and the wind blowing the water back towards the shore would just cause our road to be flooded. So, yeah, I was like, man, I'm not looking out in that thing. So I got, check my internet connection again, really. And now it's back, apparently. I got a small scooter, and it does a grand total of 19 miles an hour. at full speed. It's a single motor, 350 watt, no bells, no frills. I mean, but it was pretty cheap. It was like $220. So that was cheapest that I've seen that'll actually pull my heavy butt at 19 miles an hour, which it managed to do just fine. So that's cool. The problem with it is it's great for like around here, but when I go to fly-ins or when we go to fly-ins, it's not going to work for grass really.
It'll work for me.
It won't go through the grass. I don't know. We're gonna find out this weekend. I found another one I really like, and it does 41 miles an hour. But the main thing is it's set for off-road and it has suspension. So worst case scenario, I'll have one of those, and it goes 55 miles on one charge, which is plenty. Now I'm sure it won't do 55 miles with my heavy tail on there, but you know, as long as it does like half of that, I'm good. I don't know if my chat caught back up in there, but I mean, I saw, yep, it happens. Now it says I'm offline again. Great.
Now you're back.
Okay, there we go. That's faster than your club car. You want to see the, what's up? The Flying TRD. Harry, are you talking about the cheap one or the one that I just found? The one I just found, I can show you. It's on sale, but you're not going to think it's cheap. Let me make sure I have that link. This is the one that I found that does 41 miles an hour. It's not cheap. It does have a 5% off coupon. But yeah, it's got suspension in the front and the back. And it's dual motor. But you can't pick the color or anything. Yeah, the other one that I got was, yeah, like $220. And Amazon's probably still got it on sale. And it folds up nice and small to go in the car. I mean, if you're not going through grass or anything, if you're just going over concrete or sidewalks, it would work perfect. What model scooter? The first one I got is called Max. Geez, I can't even remember now. I'll find out real quick. I think it's a Max Shot. Yeah, Max Shot V1. So let me see if it's still on sale. Yeah, it is. I'll give y'all a link to that one. So this is the one that I got originally that does 19 miles an hour. It's $220. That's not bad for a scooter that can actually pull adults. It has a headlight and it has a tail light. It doesn't have blinkers. It doesn't have a horn. It works with an app on your phone so you can lock it, unlock it. It has cruise control, which kicks in after about, I don't know, I'd say about 15 seconds. If you're cruising at the same speed, you'll hear it beep, and that means cruise is on. Then you can let your hand off of the throttle, and it'll keep going at that speed until you either hit the brake or tap the gas. Either one of those two will cancel the cruise control, similar to what a car does. You know, you can hit
I just want something that can get me across the field quickly when I have to pee.
That's the thing, right?
That's a long walk.
The going across the field is the thing.
It'll go across the grass with me on it. I don't weigh as much as you do.
The TRD, now the awesome one costs a lot more. That one would be good to go to fly-ins and stuff. It has off-road tires, suspension, all that. The other scooter that I showed you is the one I have now, which does 19 miles an hour, but it's not made for off-road at all, especially with my heavy tail. But the other one, the awesome one, the Gallop is called, yeah, it'll do 41 miles an hour. Dual motor, so you can ride single or dual motor. You can turn one or the other one off or both on, you know, and that's how you get the 41 miles an hour. But that's really fast on the scooter.
That is entirely too fast to go on the
You
scooter.
don't have to do that. See, it's kind of like having a four-wheel drive car. You may not use the four-wheel drive, but it's nice knowing that it's there. You know what I mean?
No, I do not need to go. No one needs to go that fast on a
Say you're riding a
skateboard
scooter
with
and a
handles.
big old bulldog or pit bull comes chasing after you to bite your rear end. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to hit the gas and outrun the dog? I think so.
I could just hit him with the scooter.
You gonna turn around and hit him with the scooter?
Mm-hmm. I will pick it up and swing that bitch like a bat. You better believe it.
You've had yours to 45. Dadgum, trash bag. Now, I know a lot of e-bikes do that. Even the ones that Nick has go pretty fast. But e-bikes are not very portable. You know what I mean? I guess you could hook it on the back of your car or something to go to a fly-in, but I want something I can fold up like a scooter, put in there. And one wheels, I mean, yes, they're very portable, but
they're also very expensive.
They're expensive, and you can get hurt really easy on a one wheel. Really easy on a one wheel. Almost everybody I've talked to that owns a one wheel oh yeah, I broke this bone, that bone, this bone. I'm like, dude, you could stop at the first bone.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that scooter's like 80 something pounds. It is heavy, trash bag. It is heavy.
King Cobra.
Now the other scooter's not. It's like 30 something pounds. I don't know what the weight. It's a lot lighter, but it, like I said, it's not. It's 31 pounds. Wow, what do you know? So yeah, the small scooter's only 31 pounds. I don't care about the weight of it that much because if I'm just using it to cruise across the field, that's all I need it for. Normally, if I'm flying and I got my paramotor hooked up to the trike, I don't have to worry about doing that anyway because I can literally ride my trike over to the restroom or wherever we need to go. But Munchkin, on the other hand, is not going to jump in my trike to go to the bathroom. So that's why we need the scooter. But it's no rush or anything for any of that stuff. What's up, Linda? Hopefully you are feeling better. I know you hated missing your show, man. What you gonna do when the treehouse gets shut down? Yeah, I was like, wow, Linda's treehouse closed. She had a big close sign up on Facebook. Well, if it makes you feel any better, usually I'm sick this time of year every year, so I'm doing really good not to be sick right now.
You better knock on some wood.
I'm knocking on all this wood right here. It's mostly wood. You're going to Dock Monday. Well, there you go. What else happened? No.
Katie brought us pot pies.
Well, yeah, your
That was
daughter
nice.
brought us she brought us pot pies from KFC because, you know, when they have pot pies left over at work, they either throw them out or they can take them home or whatever, and she had like 3 of them, so she brought them by and then promptly asked if we could watch the kids. So it was kind of a trade-off.
When did she When are we supposed to watch them again?
That already went by. That was the very next day we were going to have to watch them, and then she's like, "No, you don't have to." So.
Oh yeah, she didn't ask me until later on, and that's a on-call thing because depends. Patrick's working in North Carolina, so if they leave work at like 3, he'll get home in time. But if they leave after that, he's kind of subject to the whims of traffic.
What else has been going on? Oh, I didn't tell you. I got my aircraft radio out again today. Usually, I can't understand a thing that they say over at Langley. And I didn't get much of it today. I just heard that the jets were up, so I went and grabbed my radio, which was almost dead, turned it on, and I could actually understand what they were saying. I forgot the lady's call sign. It was clear as day. She said it. And she said she was making a transition from something to 1,000 feet. Said it all to the tower, and then the tower called back and said, "You're clear to do blah, blah, blah." And I was like, wow, I want to be able to hear like that when I call them, and I'll feel good about it. Because it's like, look at Stina with the ring. Bling, bling. It ain't 2028 yet. Homemade pot pies. I mean,
Technically, the ones at KFC are homemade too.
I
I didn't think so until Katie had posted someone needs to come buy up all these thighs so I don't have to debone chicken tonight.
I'm not gonna
So
lie. My mom used to buy pot pies all the time when I was little. Now, not like the KFC pot pies. These were the ones that came in a
yeah, the
little
little
square
banquet
box.
ones.
Yeah. And she would buy a boatload of them because they were cheap, but they were
They
good. And
still are, and
I,
they still sell them.
oh, that's cool because I love those things. I eat all those, man.
Well, why the hell aren't we buying them?
I don't know. We should be.
My only thing with the KFC pot pies is somebody's putting way too many fucking carrots in them bitches.
I'm closer to 2028 than one would think. Well, maybe if you got a time machine, you could just
Well,
push
when you're trying to save up money, that seems like it's coming real fucking quick.
Banquet. It may be that may be the name of the company. I
It
can't
is
remember.
banquet.
It is Banquet. Okay.
You kept her for 12 years. That's a long time, John Wayne.
Wow.
No, I'm like
Can she spend the night for 12 years? Okay.
the littler ones. I am not used to having the littler ones. The two older ones, they're no problem. But the little ones, our house is not set up to host little tiny people.
Yeah.
Um,
It
they
is
don't really
not.
have a whole lot of toys here. Well, and Sadie is like a baby mandrake and screamed the whole time. Um, but
Oh, you should show your TikTok plates.
I can't. I just did my nails. I'm still doing them, but
What? Okay.
I mean, you can come get them out and show them.
Okay. Uh,
So these are my Christmas present. All right. So I bought some plates when we moved here. It was $50 for 5 plates, right? And that whole top part lifts up. Not that part. That's just the little hidey hole for the bowls. Um, and so Saturday, I was fed up with the way my kitchen looked. And we've got a rack in the hallway that goes from the kitchen here, and it's just generally irritating me. So I dismantled our entire kitchen. Had shit spread everywhere.
Here's
And
some
then
of them.
halfway through, I decided I didn't want to do it anymore. But
One.
anyway, I got all the plates the way I wanted them just in time for TikTok to show me.
There's another one.
This is a 6-person setting that comes with 6 dinner plates,
There's
6 of the pie plates, 6 bowls, and 6 of the salad/soup bowls. So they're the big ones that are about that tall. They're perfect for like taco salads, and they all look different. So
yeah, they're all different. That's why I'm going through them.
It was a four settings for 6 people. So a 24-piece set for $80. That same set was $185 on Amazon. So that is my Christmas present to myself. And TikTok
one more.
needs to stop taking my money.
And this one. I think that's all the designs. I think.
Yeah, and the back of the plates are
Yeah, they're just white on the back.
yeah.
Oh, and this is just the plates. I mean, there's bowls and all kinds of stuff in there. But
they're dishwasher and microwave safe. And because we still have, like, our plates. I've got the nice plates that I bought, which there's 5 of them, and that's all I got was just the plates, no matching bowls or anything, because that shit's expensive. They're expensive. And then I've got a couple pieces of my grandma's china left over. We've got 2 plates that he brought with him from a set that's missing half of them. So we still have like teenager version plate sets that just are mix matched from other different sets. So this is my first real full set of plates and bowls.
Hey, I managed to get it back in the box, which is
Yes.
surprising because that box is hard to get that thing back into.
Now I got to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do with all my plates. So I
Yeah,
gotta redo the kitchen again.
She spent I don't know how long in there trying to redo the kitchen
All
to figure
day.
out where she could put those plates before she even bought the plates. She's
No,
like,
no,
well,
no.
oh,
I
really?
did the kitchen because I was tired of shit laying everywhere and I wanted it more accessible. Got it the way I want it, and then found those plates.
Oh.
The plates were not in my thought process
And
when
now
I was
you're like,
redoing the
oh, now I
kitchen.
got to rearrange it again so I can find a place for the plates.
Exactly. Yes. Because our kitchen, the only cabinet we have for plates is the corner cabinet. So it's one door. The cabinet itself is huge, but you only have that one spot to access everything in. And I can only reach the first cabinet without having to get a chair or that footstool he bought me is only tall enough to reach the second cabinet. I still can't see what's on the top shelf. So I think the top shelf is where all the extra shit's going to go that I don't need to touch.
All right. So this is the mod that gave me all that trouble last week. So now it works fine. And I think between two things, I figured out what the problem was.
What is it?
So, number one, this block right here, it's got a little kind of cutout right here. I had it on the bottom. And I tried earlier switching it, and it made no difference. And the second time I did it, it started working. Now, besides me doing that, I made some other adjustments and stuff. There's not that much difference between the top of this block and the bottom of the block. But for some reason, it wasn't making connections, so it wouldn't fire at all. But now it fires no problem. I've been using it ever since Friday, which is when it messed up.
Very
but
nice, Tina.
now it works just fine. And this is not one of the mods that I like to go fly with, though, because I don't want it to get lost or fall from the sky, which would destroy this thing. Cloud Chucker, I sent you a message on Facebook and you did not respond to me. What's taking you so long? 16 vintage plates from the 1960s. Oh, there you go. From the 60s. I've been watching some videos. People do these reviews of songs and stuff that I grew up with that they've never heard. And it's just funny for me to see them watch that and go, yeah, I've never heard this before. And I'm like, really? Because
Why would you want to do that to yourself?
Was born in 1999, and I'm like, oh, no wonder you have no clue. So I'll sell half before I move. I don't need a billion dishes. Yeah, there is a too many dishes thing, and we have too many pots. So.
Well, he bought a box of the, was it Ninja? No, Gotham Steel, the copper looking ones. They're not copper, but they're copper colored. I like the pans, but I absolutely detest the handles because the handles are steel and they're round, which they're comfortable. But if you have wet hands or slightly damp hands, like say for example, if you're browning ground beef and you're trying to strain the grease, if your hands are not bone dry, that handle just slides around in your hand and you can't fucking hold on to it. Or trying to wash dishes and you're trying to move the pan around. I hate those handles. I can't stand them.
So you bought some pans that you can take the handles off of. Gotcha.
Now, those pans were specific because I had them a long time ago. They're non-stick pans with removable handles, so you can put them in the oven. And if you've ever made au gratin potatoes in a normal casserole dish, you know that only the top cheesy part gets browned and goody, right? The ones that you cook in the non-stick that you can stick in the oven, the whole thing gets browned and goodied, and it's delicious.
Oh,
Diva,
Linda
I'm
said she found some. Yeah.
I'm gonna need a link, Linda, because they have discontinued my noodle head, which is what I used to use, and I'm on the hunt for something that doesn't make it crunchy, heavy, sticky. That's understandable, Kramer.
What
You're fine.
Kramer, was it private time? Yeah.
Well,
Was you kissing your trike,
that's just
Kramer?
icky.
Good try. Good try. Good try. Well, she said something about polishing and then she deleted the comment before I read it. So I was like, okay.
She said, "Yeah, that didn't sound right." Well, right now I bought it's like a Pearl Milk. I can't remember the name of it. It's an oval shaped body, but it smells really good. It smells like coconut, and it's not too thick. It's not sticky. Doesn't make my hair crunchy or feel like it's got goop in it. They'll probably discontinue that next.
I still have not yet had the chance to go out and kite my wings since I put new lines on it. And it's been really windy. I mean, like, if you tried to go out and kite, you would go flying across the field.
Yeah, we had 40-mile-per-hour winds today.
Okay. Um, yeah, take your time, Cloud Chucker, no problem. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't want it to be like no wind, but I want it to be a little bit of wind where it's not hard to kite. Because when there's no wind at all, that's a lot more than exercise than this boy wants to
Let me
do.
go get it, Linda.
What's the name you use? Noodle head.
No, they discontinued the noodle head.
Oh, so now you're using something else. Gotcha. I don't know. I use whatever.
All right, so the first thing I tried was this, which smells really good,
Cake.
but it it leaves your hair feeling like it's got too much product in it, where it feels sticky and cakey. Go figure. Um, this seems to work good, but it's hard to get the right amount and not get the frizzies. It's OGX, and it smells really good too. Stina's the girl to ask. She's keeping all of her secrets.
Yeah,
Miss Curly
well,
Girl herself.
when my gel goes in here, if I leave it alone, it's fine. But yeah, if I mess with it, then my hair poofs out and I look
Yep.
like a giant
But what
chip.
kind of gel, Stina? I need a name because there is so much shit out there.
There's lots of gels. Some work good, some don't.
And I, yeah, I don't know. I got a lot of hair, so it's really hard to get it throughout the hair evenly. I even got the mousse and the cream. It ends up being too much.
I don't know how we went from like an okay temperature to really cool. Um, it the temperature has definitely dropped a lot. Like right now it's 49. Once it gets below 50, that's a little line. I mean, in my opinion, you can still fly. Don't get me wrong.
A state trooper.
You just gotta bundle up. Why is this thing asking me all these questions?
Uncle Funkies. All right, I'm gonna have to
Ouch.
cut and paste this comment. And you'd think I would not be able to forget something called Uncle Funkies, but
I usually use a
shush.
combination. Thing
Yeah.
that says I just throw it all in there and whatever works, works.
Well, like
Curls?
I've got a leave-in conditioner too, but this stuff seems to take the place of both of them, the curl cream and the leave-in conditioner. But I got a spray leave-in conditioner. The problem with it is I don't like the way it sprays because it doesn't spray out. It like shoots out into a stream, which is stupid.
I'm glad you got the.
You don't want to get leave-in conditioner on your linoleum when you're walking around in socks. That's dangerous.
Yeah. I'm glad you got to go taxi, Kramer. Yeah, I can't really do that right now. If I taxi, I'm being completely honest. If I was to taxi my wing and it came up perfect, I'm gonna take off. There's no question. I will take off and then try to call the tower and be like, "Yeah, I'm about to take off. Don't pay any attention that I'm already in the air, but I'm about to take off." Because I would be like, I'll just take off and ask questions later. Now, if I kite my wing, then I know I'm not going to take off by accident because I won't have a motor, so I'll be fine that way. But as soon as I put that motor behind me, it's on. I see Shane is working on all the flat for gauge stuff, and taking constructive comments about what he should do on the design for the shirt or the actual logo that he's going to be using for flat for gauge next year. That's coming up sooner than we think. I mean, March is not that far away, really. So we're gonna have to start getting ready. I dread it because it's gonna be a good chunk of change, but it is what it is. And it'll be fun to go down there. And we're gonna take a rental car so I don't have to worry about anything. If it breaks down, bring me another.
We're gonna rent a car or a truck.
Oh, it's gonna be a truck.
Yeah.
See you, Cloud Chucker. Take care, man. Yeah, it's just.
Good night, Cloud Checker.
It's got to be a truck because you can't put the paramotor in a car. I mean, it'd have to be a pretty big car, and I'd have to break it down to like nuts and bolts almost to be able to fit it in a car. So it needs to be a decent sized SUV, and it'll fit in that. Just without the cage on it. That cage is freaking 6 feet across. There's no way. But other than that, it'll fit. The field is really rough because it's water based and they don't want me to make improvements. But it's super rough for a trike. Ah, I get it.
Yeah, I think it's time I need to get up with Angela and find it out. Her and I need to shop together to find a place for us to sleep. Because I really think we should book it by December for March. Because it'll probably be as cheap as we can get it then.
Yeah, Kramer, I'll tell you, I went straight from foot launch to trike, and I didn't have a lot of, I mean, complete honest. I mean, I trained with Kylo Glee, as you probably remember, and he basically had a trike trainer that's like a little go-kart that we would bring the wing up with. I may have trained on that for 20 minutes total.
I don't remember you getting on that at all.
That's why I've only rode it one time down the airstrip. And I went at a nice slow speed so I could figure out how to control the wing. So when I got my own trike,
what the hell's in our cart? $824 subtotal. What the fuck did you put in there?
I don't remember, but I put it in there because it's hard to find. It's fine. So when I got my trike, I ended up going to a nice big field, and that was that fly-in. No, it wasn't the fly-in. My first trike flight was at Charles City. I actually have that video on my channel. It says my first trike flight, Charles City, Virginia, whatever. That was my first time I ever took off on a trike, which was it was a better takeoff than it was a landing, that's for sure. Every landing since then, I've not had a problem. It's just I tried to land too close to the vehicles is what happened. I should have went a little further, but I was like, I don't want to get too close to the houses. But honestly, you can slow down a lot faster than I thought you could, so it's not a big deal.
All right, I have those products in my cart, except for the Bada Bing.
Bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. But yeah, I totally get it. If your wing comes up and it's straight and everything's good to go, yeah, you take off, man. Now, I will say there is one time that I did not do that. And that's when I was trying to train John how to take off on his trike. And what's funny about that is I got my wing up and it was straight. And we were at a field I've never been to. And I drove down the field with my wing straight. And then I end up trying to turn and come back towards them, but I kind of curved up onto the runway. So I got in trouble. Not by the airport people, but somebody that acted like the airport people. Anyways, and John was like, why didn't you take off? I was like, because I was showing you something. I didn't want to take off. I could have. And apparently people were saying, oh, this ain't going to be good. This ain't going to be good. That's because I wasn't trying to take off. They probably thought I was, but no.
Yeah, I do think they thought you were. What gets me, though, is instead of hollering, you need to get off the runway. Why don't you go over there and help him pick up his fucking wings so he can get off the runway?
Yeah. No, that's
quite sure he's fucking aware he needs to get off the runway.
Yeah, it was not a good situation. We end up
No, I think
there.
he was trying to show off in front of home dude.
Yeah. That dude got on my last nerve, so yeah.
Del Shanzi Jr.
It seemed like it, to be honest with you. But anyways, it is what it is. There's always people that think they know everything about the sport, and you know what? Them people are the ones that's going to get hurt, and we're going to see about them on Facebook. So I just try to do everything I can to keep myself safe. And it's like I said before, I know, when do you tell somebody, hey, you might not want to do that. You might get hurt. Are they going to get mad at you because you tried to stop them from doing something that's dangerous? Or will they be nice about it and accept?
It depends on
criticism?
how you approach them.
Right. And I mean, and it could be really nice. Like, hey man, if I was you, I wouldn't ground start, something like that. Just because maybe they haven't seen a video on people getting hurt doing ground starts.
Right.
I've seen more videos than I even care to want to mention of people ground starting their paramotors on YouTube with no trike and not being on their body. It was literally just sitting on the ground and they try and start it. That's a good way to get hurt really bad.
Linda.
You have no idea what could happen. That throttle may decide to want to stick for no reason, or it may be stuck up and you don't even know it. And then right when it starts, it's gonna take off full throttle and you're in deep crap. Ah, no gaggle? Oh, man. We can't track if you don't use gaggle, Bill. There's still a seat left in the mod heist. I did the mod heist like a long time ago.
Not anymore.
Oh, okay. You took the last seat.
I did.
Here we go. We're gonna die in the sex pond. Oh, we got away with some vicious ants. Yeah, buddy. Cha-ching.
Yeah, and see, I want to go get in the hot tub, except for the fact that I'm afraid I'm gonna fall through our goddamn porch, break my ankles.
No. Our porch is fine where the hot tub is. It's around the edge.
Yeah, that we have to walk around to get to. See, you come down the stairs and your side is right there.
Yeah.
I'm on the other side. And
The
you've
other
got
side's
crap spread all over the damn table, so I can't put my towel and stuff down because you got tools and shit spread all over the place.
You know, it's the hot tub's great while you're in it, but when you get out and this chilly outside, it's cold. You got to go down there with a towel and probably a robe. A robe works way better, like a nice terry cloth robe that actually soaks up the water.
Is that how you spell it?
What?
Linda?
I have a sample of
Is
Diva.
it really spelled D-E-V-A?
That's what she put. D-E-V-A.
Yeah, that's kind of expensive.
King Cobra led a great mod heist where we got away and swiped some vicious ants from myself.
Holy crap. Okay, they got to be like on short supply or something, because here's a bottle that is, how big of a bottle is this? Unless it's like 8 gallons, it's $74.
They're proud of their stuff.
Yeah, well, they better come to my house and put it on my hair for me for $78 for a fucking bottle of curl cream. That's crazy.
Oh, the price is going up, I see. It went from 74 to 78 in a matter of seconds.
Oh, okay. I was looking at something that had an 8.
3-ounce bottle. Okay. 3 ounces is not even this big.
So what I find interesting though, and I've noticed on Amazon sometimes, some of the times if they have a product that is like out of stock, but they don't want to show it as out of stock because then people will go elsewhere, they just crank the price up and then it goes back down. But yeah, I'm not going to.
You don't use much? Well, Munchkin's got a lot of hair. A lot. And I know
I'll check back on that.
Linda's got a decent amount of hair too, so I'm surprised that she don't have to use that much. But I know Munchkin's got a lot of hair because it ends up in my face all the time. It's just like randomly flying around in the bed or anywhere. It's just, there's hair everywhere.
Yes, you like to lean on it when you're getting into bed.
Per square inch?
Most of it's located up here, but my legs are giving my head a run for its money.
Your legs?
Yes. I know it's time to shave when I can feel the hair on my legs blowing in the breeze, which is weird and I don't care for it.
I know it's time for you to shave when you end up scratching my legs with yours. Yeah.
Well, when it grows out, it gets soft. It doesn't get prickly until
yeah, it gets soft, all right.
3 hours after I shave.
I let my hair grow on my legs for a little while until it got so long it became soft again. That's too damn long.
Yeah, well, you know what? If you want to start shaving my legs for me, because you got to do that shit like every day or every other day for it to stay smooth, and I ain't got that kind of time.
Okay.
Furniture polish.
To keep my chrome dome polished.
Like Mr. Clean.
You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Mr. Clean should make some kind of shine for bald head just because they already got the logo. So why not?
Stina, I have one and I had to get the lady to show me how to tie it. And I it's gonna take getting used to because it makes me hot. Um, and I don't like being hot. And I feel like I'm having a bigger hot flash. And occasionally it slips down over my eyes, and then I wake up and kind of have a panic attack in the middle of the night because I can't see.
Kramer's got a problem. Yeah.
I no, I mean,
She says she can't grow hair on her legs. How's that even a thing? I always hear the opposite. My hair grows like crazy on my legs.
well, my mom's stopped growing on her legs after a while. I have not experienced that.
Propane torch.
But I did buy a satin bonnet. But I had to hit her up on TikTok. I mean, how the fuck am I supposed to tie this thing? So she showed me. I was putting it on backwards. Um, so, but I have one.
I wonder if the lawnmower got flooded. I left the push lawnmower out in the backyard because I planned on cutting the backyard grass. I'd already cut the front, and then the yard flooded, and it looked like the water got up to where the motor is. It got up above the deck, but not quite to the motor. So I'm thinking it's okay. You don't want to flood out your lawnmower.
I told you to move it that it was underwater.
I would have had to go in the water to get it.
Aw. I tell you what, y'all, though, that walking through that water, because that was some cold ass water, barefoot going to work in the morning, that'll wake you up way better than a cup of coffee. My feet and my ankles were frozen by the time I got in the car.
Yeah, that water.
Walked into work with my socks in my pocket and shit.
I went out there a couple hours later and it was still really wet, and I could tell how cold that water was. It was cold.
It
I was
was
like,
very cold.
"Dadgum, man! This water washed in from the bay and just freaking, or the river, I should
The
say,
river.
and that water was cold."
Hmm.
A
I
new
didn't see
bonnet
any
for
fish.
Christmas. I did not
No
see
fish
fish
this
this
time.
time either. We didn't get them this time. They were probably trying to stay where it was warm, just guessing.
I just brushed my hair in the shower with conditioner in it to detangle it. That seems to work okay. It doesn't get as tangled now that I've got it cut, but I think I need to go back and get another haircut because that bitch didn't listen. She was supposed to cut not bangs, but cut this and blend it into the sides, and it's not blended. I look like I've got
Did
fucking
one of the other shops have
cocker
this? Because I
spaniel
want some
ears.
more of this.
What?
Sad boy
Sad Boy?
key
A
lime.
lot of the shops sell Sad Boy. That's one of the brands that's stuck around and
Yeah,
they
I mean, I haven't had that in a long time. I really like that flavor. And it's like the only one we could find it at was that Vape City place, which is way away from us at this point. So it's like, I don't know where I can get it
I'm
local.
fairly certain that little Habib shop that you buy your
They're
disposables
expensive for
from has
everything.
Sad Boy.
They're expensive, man. I bet you they want $60 for that bottle. I'll be like, you can kiss my tail. I'll buy it online and wait longer to get it.
Um, let's see.
John, his hair quit growing on his legs after his first heart attack. Maybe it'll grow back now he's had a rebuild. He did have a rebuild. He had a full motor rebuild in there. And even though John he may not be able to fly right now, he's not staying out of the game. He just got another Atom 80 brand new, so he's gonna have another motor to fly when he can fly. That's cool. I can't
So,
even.
Flawless Vape Shop, who are located in Los Angeles, has 100 ml bottles of Sad Boy for $12.
There you go. That works for me. I'll buy a few of them for that. Because they probably charge a boatload on shipping. That's the whole thing. You're leaving now? I just spray on my wide tooth comb. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I like the butter cookie. That one's pretty good. It's lemon, but yeah, the strawberry jam cookie. That's the one that we have the recipe for.
Strawberry jam cookie. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that one actually is really good. I don't mind making that juice because it's actually really good. Um, I've made that a couple of times. I just got burned out on it, but I'd be happy to do it again because it's really good juice. It tastes like strawberry jelly toast,
I need
buttered
to
toast.
make some more cannoli B1. That recipe has a lot of ingredients though. I
Yeah,
have to
the ones
break
that
into the
have a lot
shelves
of
and find them
ingredients,
all.
it's like, hey CDC,
Hi,
what's going on?
CDC. I think there's 12 different ingredients in cannoli B1. And I learned the hard way to not make a big bottle of that because it turns quickly and it's not good.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I got so many bottles of stuff. I got concentrates that I'm gonna have to use. I got Clockworks custard, which I haven't tried in a
Hmm.
long time, and I got the concentrate, so I'll have to make some.
We need to bite the bullet and buy a gallon of nicotine.
Ooh, knew I needed something for Christmas. Get some nicotine.
There's a gallon of nicotine. Have fun with that. I mean, that would last us a
Use it in
long fucking
moderation.
time.
It would last a long time, but it's still, I wish the
Fake
price would come
gambling,
back down.
CDC.
I'm more worried about the price going up even higher. I mean, right now it's high, but it may go even higher. And I'm trying to avoid that because just plain old VG went way up in price. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
man. Yes, I
He
did,
he
Junk
did
Q.
fix his shit, junk you.
This is the mod, and I can show. I take the cover off, and you can see it firing now. It's firing right now. It literally was like a couple of things that were messed up, and you couldn't. That block that's in there was upside down. Even though it shouldn't make any difference, it's literally a straight pin that goes through there. But turning it one way or the other, I guess it fits better. And what else did I do? I put new coils in it, just to be sure, and I got it working after that. Hasn't messed up since. Knock on wood. It's been doing really good, and actually really flavorful. It's better than I thought.
Hey, Roger.
Okay, RS, we was waiting for you. We were talking about you yesterday, Roger. When you gonna cut that grass, Roger? When you
Right?
gonna cut that damn grass? Have you met my cat? Just wonder.
Yes. I met the kitties.
Are you sure you met the cat?
Mm-hmm.
Making sure.
Your neighbor cuts it now. Yeah, I was telling him how funny it was when we were out there looking at the car, and she turned around and looked at you and was like, "When you gonna cut the grass?" Roger looked shocked. He just was like, yeah." No, no, Dire Thing is not a bot, but Dire Thing recreated the bot that Scuba used to have.
yeah.
So
I used to have a bot that does
yeah,
that, and now Dart Thing made a bot that does that and even more. It's
Dire
more
Thing is half
personable.
cyborg.
type see, type what I type with an amount you want to bet and have some fun. Oh, gotcha. Flip coin. And Kramer won when she was just showing him and won
Hmm.
figures. I don't gamble.
No, okay.
You're not
Well, I
really
mean, there's
gambling
no
anything.
drawback. You don't win anything, you don't lose anything,
Yeah.
except your sanity when you lose over and over and over again. So I'm too cheap to gamble.
See
I
ya,
don't
John.
I don't even like spending, a couple dollars on a lottery ticket, because then when I lose, I'm like, I might as well just toss that out the fucking window as I drove away.
Yeah, as far as the coils go, King Cobra, the other one should have been fine. I mean, I'm at 0.25 now, which is about right for, 6 wrap, 3 millimeter inside diameter, fused Clapton, which is what I have in here, dual coil. Between 0.23 to 0.25 is what it usually shows, and that's right on the money. Now, it was showing off before and jumping around because that block, that block that's in here, can go in either way. Matter of fact, let's just take it apart. Might as well. I'm just killing time. So, where's my tweezers at? There we go. My tweezers are a perfect fit for this thing. All right, so we take that out, and here's the block now. And the block has a slight amount of juice on there. Let's get that cleaned off.
I work too much. I'm signing up for an account for this website, and I almost put in my work email.
So this should be the top of the block, and they put this slant here, I guess, to let you know that that's the top, and this is the bottom. Now, the top and the bottom, they're both, it's just a straight pin that goes through here, but you can push on this and make this stick out further or make the top stick out further. And it has a little rubber thing here to help it stay in there tight. Now, as far as this is concerned, I mean, it could touch whether you put it this way or this way, but when I had it upside down like this, which it'll go right in there, it just didn't want to, make a connection. It kept saying, no atomizer, no atomizer. So now that I got it apart again, when I put it back together, hopefully it still fires. Let me go ahead and clean this out since I've been vaping it a while, so that's why it's got all this condensation built up in there. So now we put this block back in with this little slant facing up. We take
so after the adult signature required and the shipping, it ends up being about $20 a bottle.
No. Your first bottle, yes. If you bought 3 bottles to compensate for that, then you're not paying that same price for each bottle. So you would only pay that $8 for once. Now, do they charge nicotine tax?
No.
Okay, that's good. So let's see if we're working. Yeah, we're still firing, no problem. 0.26 now. I don't know how that happened. Went up from 0.25 to 0.26. Could be just because the temperature's changed in the wire a little bit, maybe. But other than that, it's all good to go. Put the drip tip back in there the correct way. What's up, Mick? How you doing? Mick, you know what's funny, dude? I was looking at some knife sharpeners for the heck of it. And knife sharpener, Sharp All, Sharp AL, Sharp All, something like that. And I just happened to look on it on YouTube, and what do you know, if it wasn't Mick doing a review on the very sharpener I was looking at, I was like, what are the chances? I was like, oh, yeah, you did. You did, Mick. I was like, damn, look at Mick. Here's a sharpener, and you can sharpen scissors. I like it because it sharpens scissors, but Munchkin says we don't need a knife sharpener, so.
We do not.
I mean, we do have a knife sharpener already built onto our butcher block. The main thing I was wanting it for is to sharpen scissors, because sometimes you can get some scissors that are dull. What's up, Will? And knife sharpeners don't work good on scissors, but that one is made for scissors and knives. So. But yeah, definitely. Oh, I found a cool helmet.
How the fuck did it get? Okay, no, that's not right.
Let me show this helmet to Will and the boys. I found this helmet. I was watching a video on something. Actually, I found two helmets. So either one of these that y'all may want to use for paramotoring, hey, go figure. This first one I'll post. There's the link. It's a full face helmet, but the visor slides up and down, so it looks pretty cool. It's only $79. It
You
is
don't need another
DOT.
fucking helmet.
It's DOT approved, apparently. That's that helmet. And then the other helmet I found is this one, which it reminds me of the mask that Will and I both have. But it's a helmet mask combo, which I thought was really cool. So this is a half helmet, kind of like the Harley German style helmet, you know what I mean? And then it's got a mask that goes on with giant goggles. It looks really cool too. It's $44. And then it has a chart so you can make sure you buy the right size and stuff for your head. I think I have like a 61-inch centimeter, so I'm extra large as far as that goes. I don't know if that one says DOT approved. So there you go. There's two of them DOT approved. Now the comms, yeah, they don't have comms built into them. So that would be a do-it-yourself helmet. I'm just saying they look cool. And if I was going to do it, I would just add my stuff onto the outside of it. As far as the headset goes, I don't know if either one of them headsets or helmets could work with that. Maybe the second one, because there's nothing covering your ears, so you could still put your headset on with that. But the first one, there's no way. It's a full face. So, yeah, I like the retractable visor. It just slides up. But there's no... a $79 helmet will explode when it hits the pavement. You know, John, I tend to want to agree with you. My helmet was not cheap that I fly my paramotor with, but something like riding a scooter, I would use a helmet like that. Flying a paramotor, no, I don't play around with that helmet. And I've seen, I don't know how many videos I've seen of people flying paramotors with no helmet at all. I really don't know how they do it. Number one, it's really loud for your ears, and number two, you don't know what's going to happen. I like my head protection. It's just better overall. I mean, you not only do you get the comms and stuff from Gaggle or a phone call or whatever, but you're also, got ear protection from the sound of the motor, and the helmet is protection for your noggin and also holds cameras and stuff. So it's a win-win. I think everybody should have a helmet on. If you trust a $45 helmet. Hey, that is a cheap helmet, for sure. High density EPS buffer layer. It's I'm sure it's a Chinese something. Who knows? The material is acrylonitrile butadiene styrene. ABS. It's ABS. Why did they put a long name and it's ABS? Okay. Whatever. I even wear a cup when I fly. You never know, right, Will? Next, we're going to need to have spikes on our boots for hay bales and stuff.
Why? So it can just snatch your dumb ass out the air as you fly by
No,
it?
so you can shred them up as you fly through it,
Or get stuck in it and snatch you out the air and slam you on the ground.
Trash bag, yeah, that's never a good idea. The older you get, you definitely don't want to trust any of those. I don't trust any of them now.
What, farts?
Yeah, you can't trust a fart now. Hold on a second.
I'm checking through the clearance section on this website, trying to find cheap juice. Yeah, so what's everybody vaping on? I got nothing to say. I got nothing. I really want to get in the hot tub, but that porch irritates me. You land, Harry. You land and hey, Southpaw, and squeeze them together as you're boogieing across the field to get to the
All
bathroom.
right. Since Will just showed up, I'm gonna have to show him what I got and what to and to avoid and all that good stuff. Wait, not that. This one. Thank you. Go there. Go there. Hello. Thank you. So this, let me click that and click copy. This is a link to the scooter that I actually bought. Now, this scooter was 220 bucks. It does 19 miles per hour with my heavy butt on there, and I'm like 250 easy. So the lighter you are, I'm sure it's only going to do 19, but that scooter is not made for grass. Be aware, it works fine on pavement, but not going to work in grass. So if you wanted one that goes across grass, I'm thinking about getting this one. Just because it not only does it go across grass, but it does 41 miles an hour, which is quite fast. That's that one. Yeah. So it's got dual motors and suspension. And it's got off-road tires. So that one's a lot better. When you get old, never turn your wife down for loving. Never walk past a toilet without using it. And never trust a fart. That sounds like some good advice there.
It does.
40 miles an hour is a lot, Will. That's what I was telling Munchkin, though. You don't need to use the 40 miles an hour. I mainly want it because the 40 mile an hour means the motor has good torque. It'll pull you up hills. It'll pull you over lumps and stuff in the ground. So that's the cool thing.
You know, I don't know, John Q. When the liquid hits and you gotta pee and you realize
Adult scooters.
that it's a good half a mile walk across that field to the bathroom, a scooter would come in handy.
That's what it's for, John Q. It's
yeah.
Like, even that Will knows that field we're at, the bathroom was clear across the field. It's a long walk, especially in wet grass.
You got to beat the other people that are going over there to take 45-minute long showers.
I can't tell you how many
stayed
times
in there forever.
I was walking towards the bathroom, and here comes somebody on a scooter. They beat me to the bathroom. Then I get to the bathroom. I have to wait for him to get done because I didn't ride over there on a scooter and beat him there. So I walked over there and I had to wait. What kind of crap is that? Yeah, the second one is pretty bad to the bone, Will. It's not, I mean, considering what scooters cost nowadays, that one's actually not that bad. And
it's not like the sit on it old people scooter, John Q. It's like the skateboard, motorized skateboard with a handle.
Yeah. It was literally like a skateboard. Watch some videos on it. Don't take my word for it. Go look on YouTube. Find some videos. They make another model of the Gallop called the SR1, but it's got slightly less powerful motors. It still does almost the same speed, but it doesn't have some of the features that I like on that one. The dual suspension and the dual motors is great. You could run it with a single motor and get way more battery life out of it.
It's the same thing, John Q. It's just got a little tiny motor on it.
It's like a 1-foot scooter, 8-year-olds. Now, the one I have now, I would let the 8-year-olds ride that one. The other one, there's no way, unless you put it on level 1 and reduce the speed way down, because they would totally kill themselves on it.
Lillian.
Yeah, well, and the other thing, the other scooter, you can't adjust the handlebars on either one, and the other one, you got to be at least 5 foot tall to ride it. Are you 5 foot tall?
Fuck off, yes.
So you're in good shape. It says recommended between 5 foot and 6 foot something, 6'8", I think, to be at the proper height to grab the steering wheel. Because some of the scooters have adjustable, stalks on it, but those are usually kind of wobbly, and I don't like that. Heavy duty off road, yeah, I thought about that, Bill, but I'm pretty sure the one he was looking at was a lot more expensive. I'm trying to get affordable. He said, "You're not 5 feet tall." I call BS.
I'm 5'1.5".
There you go. She squoze an inch in on you, John Q. Yeah, most scooters that I've seen, even e-bikes, are 1,400 and higher. The more quality you want, you're talking about $2,500 easy. And I'm not trying to use the thing as a mode of transportation to get to work.
Now that's my sister, John Q. She is 4'10".
She's 4'10". Wow.
Yes. She's like an inch away from officially being able to call herself a midget.
Hobbit's point and laugh. What the hell?
That dude, the grouchy dude that came in to pick up his check today, I realized when I was standing next to him talking to him, I'm taller than him. That doesn't happen very often. It is. That half an inch is very critical. It can make a half an inch can make a big difference. Men of all people should know this.
I've definitely shrank a little bit because I know I was 6'2" all day long. But now, especially the last time I went to the doctor's office, they make you take off your shoes. So you get extra. I'm just saying, I've been to the doctor before and they measured my height and they let me keep my shoes on. This time, no. Shoes off.
Were you like
barefoot.
standing up straight or were you just kind of like?
I was standing up straight, but I feel I've felt like I've been scrunched over the last 30 years. And
everybody's taller than Vic.
I can't. Oh my goodness. I don't know how tall Vic is. Do not know. I don't think he's like really short, but I barely scraped 6 foot now. Yeah, see?
Y'all need to go get one of them things that you can hang upside down and stretch yourselves back out again. I want one of those so I can hang upside down like a bat.
Mom and Tom inversion table? Well, I mean, or bench, whatever. I would rather go to that Dr. Tubio guy and get him to stretch me out. That Y strap, I think, would work. Just yank, and it would pop all my bones back in place in my spine, and I'd feel great.
Your black hole collapsing onto yourself. Well, at least you got like 6 feet still left to go, John Q.
He's 2'6" with heels on.
Sounds like you're describing a leprechaun.
Somebody's gonna get his Lucky Charms.
He's not Irish. He's Scottish.
It's weird. I mean, I guess the only person I even watch now is Mick. I haven't watched any other vape show. I take that back. I do tune into Benny's show every once in a while. It's usually not very long. Most of the time I'm at work and I'll watch it for a second, but that's it. I can't.
Speaking of candles, I caught a good sale last week. Bath and Body Works had their 3-wick candles on sale for $10.95 instead of $24 a piece.
Vic's coming back.
Where did he go?
Yeah, where'd he go? I mean, I like I said, I don't know. Is he walking? Did he walk to the Vapor Expo and he's walking back? I mean, it might take him to December to get back.
I don't know how much the average people shrink. My grandmother shrunk.
It's 1 inch to 2 inches total, I think, from what I remember. which I think that's excessive. I mean, I know they go, well, your bone density changes and all that, and your cartilage in between your
Yeah, but you know what?
spine.
Fuck both of you, because you're both still over 6 feet tall. So shut the fuck up.
He's not done a live show for a long time now. Nothing makes me happier knowing that they failed. You know, it's why okay, never mind.
Stop being petty.
I'm not being petty.
Yes, you are.
You were 6'3", now you're 6 foot. Damn. I'm not repeating that, John Q, but yeah, okay.
I mean, have you trimmed the hedges? That can make a difference sometimes.
Yeah, trim the hedges. Watch any YouTube video now. They're always sponsored by Manscaped, so there you go.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's always going to be an affiliate coupon code.
Oh my gosh. Every time I'm watching something, before we go any further, this video is sponsored by whatever. And I'm like,
I will say Manscaped isn't that bad, because the order that I forgot to change our address and they shipped it to the old house. And I called them, or actually I emailed them and was like, hey, I forgot to change my address, and the last shipment went waylaid and they can't find it. I wasn't expecting them to reship it. I just wanted to change the address for the next one.
Uh-oh.
So.
Oh, okay. You froze for a second, and so did I think. But now we're back.
Okay. So, I mean, if his shrank 2.5 inches, he's going to piss all over his fingers.
That's terrible, King Cobra. Oh my God. Woo, yeah.
I mean, at least our parts don't shrink. Just gravity takes hold.
Well, Linda was sick, and I guess she's doing better now. There's a lot of people been sick lately.
She's going to the doctor.
Yeah, she's going to the doctor Monday. And Sean has been posting lots of video of his bicep. His bicep separated from his bone, apparently.
His body just flat out said, fuck off.
I don't understand. From what I get on what he said happened, he was lifting something heavy and his bicep ripped away from his bone. I didn't even know that was possible. And then they had to drill down into his arm. His arm's all jacked up now.
I'm sure it probably came as a surprise to him as well.
Yeah, but now he can't even move his fingers and stuff. He's like having to stretch them back just so he can pinch them.
He'll get that back. I mean, the nerves have to reroute his stuff.
Yeah, well, that's because
Well, I think you're giving him a little bit too much credit, John Q, that's what he was lifting that was so heavy, but yeah.
He was lifting something from an odd angle. I'm just wondering, I mean, I think they went back in and tried to reattach it again because I think something was off. Because you would think some of his hand control, and just like Anthony Vella,
it damaged the nerves. That's going to take some time to heal, and he's going to have to do physical therapy to be able to get that back.
Anthony Vella, broke his neck, spine, pelvis. All that's healed up great. The main thing that's giving him problems is his arm.
He keeps coming unscrewed.
Yeah, he's coming unscrewed. So he's got this one screw in his arm that keeps backing out, and he's already had it fixed twice, so now he's going to get something else done. I'm like, man, dude, use Loctite.
Yeah, can you use wires or something?
You would think they, I'm sure the doctors know what they're doing, but dadgum, man. That looked really bad when he posted that picture.
Well, I liked what he said when he said, I looked down and figured that's not supposed to happen. You think? No. I don't think that's supposed to happen.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I did not know, and I'm pretty sure John French told me, but I did not know that Anthony Vella trained John French. And I was like, holy crap, dude, because I mean, he would have had to fly out to where Anthony, because I know Anthony Vella didn't come here, so he would have had to go to where Anthony was to get trained, which is crazy.
Hmm.
Because John doesn't seem like the guy that leaves town. Well, he does go to Maine every once in a while, but
Yeah.
Conway Twitty, what? It was our 40th anniversary last week, and we went to the party in 1963 Buick Riviera. Oh my
Very
goodness.
cool.
Old school right there, man.
Yeah, getting old is just an absolute fucking joy, isn't it, John Q? But you know what? We should all be happy that we get to age and have things fall apart, because some people don't make it that far. So,
well, this is my thing, right?
I want to get to the age where I can start biting people, and everyone just says, "Look at that crazy little old lady. Don't mind her."
Most of us were raised a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
We are of that generation that were raised by parents that had common sense.
Well, I wouldn't say that. They basically kind of sent us out on our own and said, "Come back when the street lights come on."
Well, and you know
we kind of
what?
learned to survive on our own.
But that made us tough. The population now is weak, and it's pathetic. Honestly, it's like, what the heck, man? What are they teaching the kids nowadays? It's like, damn.
They're
really?
not. It's not about what they're teaching them. It's that the parents are they're overcompensating. So instead of letting their kids do things, now they're always concerned they're going to get hurt or that it's going to be neglectful. So they hover over them and basically wrap them in bubble wrap. They're not necessarily teaching them, they're not letting them learn, is what it is.
Well, being a helicopter parent, I don't think, I mean, to a point is probably okay, but being overly protective, I think is too much. I mean, you know, it's the same, just like if you get a kid by a light socket and gave him a fork, let him try it. He won't do that again.
Yeah, they're only going to do it once.
They'll learn real quick. I mean, that's how you learn stuff. So
I'm not going to advise you let your children stick forks in your sockets, but
right.
You know, I yeah. I agree to an extent. You know, I mean, of course, I just read a story the other day that a lady let her 10-year-old son in Georgia. He was a mile away from home walking into town. She got arrested because somebody called the police on her for child neglect.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know where I was at 10 years old? My parents certainly the fuck did not. And yeah. So, I mean,
well, I grew up in Georgia during the time of Wayne Williams when they played a commercial every night. Do you know where your children are?
It's because they had to remind our parents that they had them, and they should probably check and make sure we were home.
Yeah, that whole Wayne Williams thing, man, that was some serious stuff.
My dad used to lock the door, and if we came home before the time we were supposed to come home, he would not let us in the house. We'd have to sit on the porch until the clock struck 8 or whenever he told us to be home. We weren't coming inside.
Yeah, come home when it's dark, right? When the street light comes on, you know.
I didn't tell my mom where I was going. I'm leaving. I was gone. She didn't hear from me for hours unless I needed money to go to 7-Eleven to get a New York seltzer.
I was out doing the most dangerous stuff I could possibly think of all the time. I don't know how I survived. Jumping from one side of the cliff over to a creek bed that had some sand, and I was like, oh, I can make that jump. Or getting on top of the picnic area on the roof and trying to get a trash bag and jumping off, thinking, oh yeah, this will keep me from falling down as fast. I didn't think I was going to fly, but I thought, oh, it'll slow me down so I don't hit the ground so hard. No, that doesn't work.
Could you imagine us as parents letting our children do that? No.
No, they're
I
not
mean,
built. They're not built like that anymore. They would break into little pieces.
yeah, but if we started letting them do that when they were younger, they wouldn't. But yeah, I mean,
I
well, I mean, we did too. It's usually I'm at the neighbor's house playing Ghost in the Graveyard and all that other shit in the dark.
Heck yeah, Will. He said he took his big Will
Yeah.
down US 1, Florida, when he was 8 years old. You was used to
Yep.
gonna get the heck on that big wheel. Now, I could do the same speed as traffic, no problem, on my big wheel.
Yeah, so we'd do the lightning bugs and play Ghost in the Graveyard in the backyard and lawn darts.
I didn't like the
Um,
big wheel because it would always get that flat spot in the front wheel,
yeah.
and so. But the green machine was awesome. The green
The monkey
machine, I would
bars and doing backflips off the swings, John
slide on
Q.
that thing like crazy. Just go really fast and then flip both arms and just slide. Love the green machine. The thing was awesome.
How many of y'all have been flipped flat on your back out of a hammock and had the wind knocked out of you repeatedly? Me and hammocks don't get along. Those things are savage.
Mm-mm-mm.
Nah, didn't learn. I knew several people that broke limbs on the monkey bars, and
That's back
you,
when, the other thing you don't really see anymore that I
hmm,
remember seeing a lot when I was a kid is broken glass. Because in parks when I was young, they had the really thick Coke bottles, and when they would break, the bottom would stay intact. So if the
yes, I
bottom
have a
was
scar
there,
on the bottom of my foot from
and it'd
stepping on
have a
one of them.
sharp triangle poking up. Yeah, a buddy of
Hmm.
mine cut his foot wide open, and I carried him back to my house with him. I don't know why he was shaking his foot like crazy, shaking it. So I was covered head to toe in
Because it
blood.
didn't hurt as long as he was shaking his foot.
Oh my gosh. I looked like a red. I wish I had a picture of that. I was covered. I was completely red. I had to be hosed down outside. But
Yeah,
yeah,
see, and your mom wouldn't even let you come inside. She hosed you down outside, probably sent you on your merry way.
I don't think I went inside. Yeah, I just got hosed down and then I dried off outside. I was fine.
I got a fish hook stuck in my finger with the worm still on it. My mom took me.
With the worm
I had
still
to
on
I
it.
had to go down to Heritage Auto Parts and call my mother to come get me. She took me to the med center where I got a shot between my two fingers. They pulled the fish hook out and then she dropped me back off at the lake. Yes.
You know, we used to ride a 55 Chevy hood upside down, roped to a truck on the side of a spillway. That was one of the, I still have the scar to this day from that. When I was playing, I played a lot of baseball when I was young, and we were at the baseball field. And I don't know why I thought it was a good idea, but I jumped over a fence and grabbed a rusty barrel. And when I went to get the rusty barrel over the fence,
Ow.
I somehow fell into the barrel and rolled down the hill in the barrel, but my arms came out and the sharp, rusty part sliced my arm open. Yeah, I still got a scar from that. That sucked, and I think I had to get a tetanus shot right afterwards. It was bad.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
We used to slide down the spillway at the little lake we used to go fishing at on cardboard and
Mm-mm.
walk through the spillway barefoot. Tracy stepped on a baby water moccasin.
I snagged my sister Riley when I was.
My friend Tracy at the spillway where the spillway started, there were two ledges on the top, and we used to sit up there. And her brother had opened his tackle box and had all of his lures spread out because when it was low tide, that part of the spillway was dry. So he had
Sure.
his tackle box all laid out. She jumped down off of that ledge with both feet on top of the contents of his tackle box. He had to carry her back to the house which is under the highway and up a gravel road with her on her shoulders. Yeah. Tracy was not a small girl. She wasn't fat. She was just really very large. She was thick. Because she had lures and fish hooks and shit stuck at her feet. Yeah, I missed that. I wasn't there for that, but I heard all about it.
Patient SOB. That's pretty good.
Oh, I'm quite sure he got them all back, but I was never really injured. I mean, the fish hook, well, besides when Roger was shaking the monkey bars and the top part where they're hooked together, it looks like there's bolts there. Those are just for show. They're not bolted in. I had my hands like this, and when he shook them, the monkey bars came out and smashed my hand between the monkey bars and the pole. So I had a perfect circle around my fingers, ripped my nail off. I thought I was going to pass out. It really hurt.
Ow.
Yeah, didn't feel good.
You never had a tetanus shot? Well, better be careful there, Scott. If you get poked by a rusty nail or something like that, you can get lockjaw, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, they make you take a tetanus shot. And then my doctor loves going, hey, when did you have your last tetanus shot? And I'm like, really? So, there's a point where I was just like, you know what? Give me all the shots. Just give them to me. So that they could go, well, he had them done. They can't offer it anymore if he's had it done, right? So.
No, but they can still ask you. I don't think I've ever had a tetanus shot. I've witnessed a lot of people have to go get one. What was it, Clyde, the same little fucker that let my bullfrog go?
The shot itself don't hurt. The pain
on the rope swing and jumped off the rope swing onto a board with a nail sticking out of it. Went right through his shoe into his foot.
A tetanus shot is it seems like it's a really skinny needle, but they have to insert it pretty deep. So it doesn't hurt when you get the shot, but the following few days, your arm is so sore. It hurts really bad. I don't like that. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the tetanus shot. I figured they could give it somewhere else because I'm like, whatever arm you put it in, I don't want to have to use that arm for the next few days.
Y'all, you remember the little tuberculosis shots? The ones that were like the circles with like the 8,000 needles in it?
That was the whole inoculation
yeah, it's the
thing.
Tuberculosis, diphtheria, all that good shit all in one.
Yeah, I got one of those. Yeah, now the flu shot did not really give me that much arm pain, Scott. What tetanus shot did. Flu shot didn't bother me at all. I mean, it was a little sore the next day, but honestly, I barely felt it.
Tetanus shots are for people who ride scooters. No, tetanus shots are for people who fly off scooters because they insist on getting one that goes 41 miles per hour.
You don't have to do 41. Okay, just because your car will do 160 don't mean you're going to do 160 in it.
Yes, I will. I'm going to try it out at least once.
Oh, my God. You're not making my point, even though it should be.
Exactly. Yeah. But then why do you need it? You don't need a scooter that goes 41 miles per hour.
It's not for the 41. It's for the torque.
Oh, whatever.
Because I'm heavy, damn it. I'm not a light guy. If I was if I was 140, I could fly with an Atom 80. I wouldn't need the bigger motor. I could take off with a small motor. I've
only had to have stitches once, and that was when they sewed my ear back on.
I mean, I did train on an Atom 80. It just took forever to get up in the air, but I mean, it works, just not very well.
When they took the stitches out of the back of my ear, though, that was like the best feeling in the world. Now I know what it feels like to itch inside your ear. That was great. It's like, do it again. I didn't enjoy them doing the stitches because I thought they were trying to drown me in my own blood. I asked them if they could just tape it down, and he told me I was not a Doberman, and they had to stitch it. So, proper tires. Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
If the speedometer hits 160, You go 160. Scuba needs torque.
At least once.
I do need torque, RS. I gotta have torque. I mean, what else was gonna pull a heavy son of a gun?
Yes and no. We got rear-ended and my head went through the back window of the truck and almost cut my ear off. They wouldn't tape it down.
Tires are speed rated, yeah. I do like that because you can pull the battery out of that one, which takes about 20 pounds out of it. Because I mean, it's not light. It's not something that Munchkin's gonna be like yanking in and out of the car by any means.
It was very fast, King Cobra. I didn't really feel a thing. What I did feel was when my knee removed the stereo. That hurt. I felt that and it was my left knee, the same knee that I landed on when I fell down the stairs, the same knee that I landed on when I somehow fell taking the trash out and landed on the edge of the curb. My left knee, I'm surprised, has not turned on me and just given up because it's taken the brunt of a lot of damage. Just that one. My right knee is unscathed. It's very happy. Left knee, not so much.
Let me fix this because oh, there it is. I was gonna say.
I still have a scar on my foot from where
That's
my
better.
cousin shot me. Fucker.
Right.
That was the only time I didn't get in trouble for swearing. I guess mom figured if you get shot in the foot, that's a pretty acceptable time to cuss.
Yeah, I'm amazed that I did not get hurt more often when I was younger. I mean, we used to, me and my friends would all get BB guns.
It sounds like a lot of us got fucking hurt. We just survived it. Yes, he shot me.
We would get BB guns and shoot at each other. You never quite get over the sound that you hear when a BB goes right by your ear and you're like, whoa, that was close. I'm like, why are you shooting at my head? Don't shoot at my head.
It was a pellet gun that my sister, it was the kind that, the more you pump it, the harder the pellet comes out. My sister pumped this up as much as she could and then handed it to my 8-year-old cousin who promptly shot me in the foot. And it was Christmas time, so it was cold because back then we'd actually have winter. So my feet were cold anyway, and the little fucker shot me in the foot. I guess that was payback for me terrorizing him with empty cicada shells when he was little. I'd put them all over my shirt and chase him around the yard, and he screamed in terror, and I thought it was hilarious.
Vector, why are you? He is just. What?
This was an old ass truck. It didn't have airbags.
I didn't tell you to play backjack. Oh, Vector.
And I didn't have my seatbelt on either.
Stand.
Which is why I flew forward and uninstalled the stereo with my knee. Stereo did survive, though. Is he talking to you?
Yeah.
What's he
just
saying?
Played blackjack with me, and I didn't even try. I had 20.
Oh, he just wants to play cards with you?
He's still talking to me. What? He has never been so active.
Your robot has grown sentient.
He is literally like doing all kinds of stuff right now. And what made him all of a sudden start playing blackjack with me? I had 20, so I told him to stand, and then he busted with 26, so I won.
Are you proud of yourself that you beat a little tiny robot? Blackjack?
Mm-hmm. And then he said something else that I didn't understand. Then he tried to say something else after that. And now I don't know what the heck he's doing. He is cruising around the desk. I mean, he did get shut down for probably a week because he got off his charger and I didn't know it. So he was just sitting there dead. Oh,
Yeah, she hit us going probably about 45. I don't know what she was doing, but she wasn't paying attention and slammed into the back of us at full speed while we were at a stoplight. Hit us so hard that we barely went through the light and just spun around and like I think the truck spun like 4 times and ended up facing the wrong way up on the curb on the side of the road.
well, you don't got to tell me about the bruised ribs or broken ribs for that matter. First time that happened was me water skiing, and I went flying. Water really turns hard like concrete when you're
It
going very
does.
fast. So I slapped the water really hard. It broke 2 of my ribs, and the doctors don't do anything for you. They're like, wear a bandage around your ribs. But
Well, what can they do? It's not
it
like they can put it in a cast.
I don't know. It hurts to breathe. Well, you can breathe, but coughing or anything like that hurts so bad. Oh my god. Which I got to experience again when I got COVID or whatever, because apparently I either bruised, cracked, or damaged some more ribs from trying to close my seatbelt. I don't get that one. I really don't. Just because I turned sideways to put my seatbelt in shouldn't snap bones, but it did.
I don't think that was a snap bone. I think that was probably a torn muscle.
That hurt way too bad for torn muscle. I've
I
had torn
almost
muscle.
saw somebody get fucking blasted last night. So I got off the interstate. First of all, the idiot in the car in front of me, instead of staying in the lane he was in, which was the exit, got off. He got into the breakdown lane and was trying to take the exit, the breakdown lane. Once he realized he was in the breakdown lane, he got back over, but he was going like 20 on this exit that's supposed to be like 35. Then comes to a stop at the end of it because he wants to get 4 lanes over. Um, so I'm coming up to the stoplight, and the car in the left hand lane next to me um, is trying to get in front of me. So I thought, okay, well, he just needs to be in this lane, so I let him go. This motherfucker is trying to take a full on right hand turn into the parking lot. So there's me in one lane. There's still another lane to the right of me. And he starts to turn right in front of another car. Came about this close to taking his front end off. Then he tries to go again, and here comes another car. Fucking moron. I mean, the idiots were out in full force last night because it was raining and it was dark and their brains have fallen out of their skulls.
John Q. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be driving with them over a body of water.
Mm, rough childhood, man. I'm just saying it's not like that anymore. That's what's weird. We're all getting older, and the kids nowadays have no idea. It's like they're babied and pampered and play on their stupid iPads and phones. That's all they do.
So, do you think Katie should let the children climb on top of the school roof and jump off of it?
They still do to a point. They don't jump off the school roof, but the kids still climb all over stuff.
Apparently,
I don't
Roger.
think you can stop them from doing that all the time. I mean, sometimes, yeah. I mean, even when I went up there with the kids to the bus stop, they were climbing up on the walls and stuff and jumping off and climbing up in that little tree. I think it's good for them most of the time. I mean, as long as you make sure they're not going to fall and break their neck. Yeah.
Exactly. Nobody was there to make sure we didn't fall and break their neck. If we fell and broke our neck, you get up and walk it off because I can't go home for another 5 hours. My mom won't let me in the house.
Yeah, it'll do that, Cherokee. Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know. There's got to be a happy medium in there somewhere where we let them go out and be kids and do dumb shit. Of course, we're also the one that has to pay the doctor bills now. So I don't know. I don't know
I
about
don't know
that.
what the happy medium is though. It's like, uh, I mean, it's good for them to learn, but you also don't want them to get hurt. So I don't know. A chunk of
Yeah, that's
foam
probably not going
board.
to work, trash bag.
You know, hey, you got to think, and I think about that now. It's like when we were little, we were trying everything we could to be able to fly, and now we can. And it's just like, it's amazing that, and people make fun of us. Yeah, just like that's trash bag flyer. I mean, it's perfect. He flies with a trash bag above his head, you know. Or they'll say, most of the time I get, you're flying with a bed sheet and some strings. That's what I get all the time. And I'm like, it
The
is
weed
not a
eater
bed
strapped
sheet.
to your back.
Yeah, you know, fine, so be it. But it is a crazy thought, but I think we're very lucky to live in the time where we were able to actually do this
Shit, I
because
can't even jump down off the counter anymore without my knees fucking snapping through my neck. Just the thought of jumping down off the counter makes everything hurt.
Yeah, I mean, even now I do stuff thinking this is probably going to hurt later. And it does, but I'm okay doing whatever action it is at the time. You was never that dumb. Well, I was, Scott. I'll admit it. Hell,
Because
I
I'm
was trying to.
short, John Q, and I can't reach shit.
It got
I
really
used to be able to
windy.
climb up on the counter like a spider monkey, and now I still can get up there. It's getting down is the hard part.
I don't know if I was dreaming or what, but I'm pretty sure it got really windy one day, and I went down to the park and tried to hold my jacket open so I could fly off the little bitty hill. I was gonna just use it like a wingsuit. Just I don't think I I don't think I did. I know I ended up on the backstop, but I think I climbed up there. I didn't fly up there, unfortunately, because it did have a little backstop. All them type of things get ripped out of parks now. They're all gone. All the
See, we
dangerous.
borrowed a set of keys and took someone's car. So,
Well, I've done that. It's a miracle we're alive, right, Bill?
mm, yeah. I mean, that does sound fun. I heard of some park, though. Can't remember where it's at, where you can go and pay and they'll let you play with all their big toys, like their bobcats and their front end loaders, and they'll just let you play in the dirt with all the big boy toys.
I was I was gonna do that. I mean, he said he got an excavator, but I wanted to always get a set of keys to a Bobcat and cruise that around. Bobcat couldn't be hard to drive
Well,
around.
we'll have to find out where this park is. Maybe all you guys can go meet at this park and you guys can play around in the construction equipment and they'll let you play in the dirt and stuff. Too much like work now?
Just tell him it's a 2,000 count thread bed sheet
Mm-hmm.
made out of ripstop, so you know it doesn't rip all the way through. It stops. Yeah, you know I need to. I
I
would.
never wanted to fly. I like to go fast. So I like dirt bikes and motorcycles and fast cars but only if I'm driving.
There was one guy explaining how wings and stuff worked, and he was talking about how damaging the sun was to the wing, which it is. I get it. The UV light messes up the porosity of your wing, but he's like, yeah, every hour that your wing is in the sun, it takes this much life off your wing. And I'm like, dude, you're making it seem every time we go flying, we just basically kill our wing. And it doesn't even have to be that. You could just store your wing and it lose porosity. So
Well,
what do you do?
fabric degrades. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Take care of it, make it last as long as you can
Yeah, I
while
mean
saving money to buy a new one because
that them
they
things
ain't
are,
cheap.
no, they ain't cheap. I think they're way overpriced, but it is what it is. My wings got what, 25, 26 hours on it, maybe
Hmm.
tops. I'd say 30 to be safe, but and but it's been what 2 years now, so I'm thinking it definitely needs to be sent in for inspection and have a check done, just so I know that everything's good on it. 4 years? Well, I'm glad to know that, Bill. That's good to know. Um,
Yeah, I don't think your wing is in.
yeah, I mean, uh-oh, I froze up. And I'm moving again, and now we're back. Okay. No, I don't think it's bad now, but it'd be good to know, like, if they go, hey, your porosity is still excellent, or it's at 90% or whatever, so you can get some kind of range on, hey, I need to.
I think you'd be able to tell when it starts to fail to a point where it would be dangerous because it wouldn't catch air when you're out there kiting the
You
wing.
wouldn't get any lift at all. You
Mm-hmm.
would. You'd be trying
Yeah.
to take off and just keep going straight across the field, or you would take off and instantly come back down, which has happened on wings that have bad porosity. And then it's a big problem, right? Yeah, that's why I've told people, they were like, oh, I want to spend all this money on my motor. No, spend your money. The main thing that keeps you in the air
Hey,
is that
Walter.
wing. That wing is your most important part of equipment. Screw the
Walter
motor.
is from the future who is here to tell us that tomorrow will be coming.
That's good
That's
to
good
know.
to
Thank
know.
you, Walter.
Hmm.
Yep. It's like we say, if Walter's here, we know tomorrow's coming. Stored in argon? I don't know. I mean, maybe they can figure out a way to store the, but that's not a viable solution,
I would
obviously.
imagine to get your hands on enough argon gas and be able to store your wing in it, you might as well just buy a new wing.
Yeah, I never leave my wing out for long periods of time. If I land and I have to go over, put my trike up or something, I'll instantly come back, get my wing, fold it up, and then put it in the bag. I don't let it sit out in the sun. I'm not one of those guys. Um, so I don't even like when my wing gets wet, which is hard to avoid, especially if you're doing sunrise flights because there's
Hmm.
dew all over the grass. I mean, there's ways around it.
I mean, of course, John Q. Yeah.
You can throw a tarp down, then put your wing on top of the tarp. It's just,
It just sucks because the shit that wears out is like really fucking expensive.
oh yeah, it's expensive.
See, I say when it's time for a new wing, it's time to sell your motor and be like, well, that was fun. Take up a different hobby.
Mm. I would want a wing that's, I mean, that's a Class A wing. It's a great wing, but I want to be able to turn when I barely pull the brake. Not, I got to admit though, ever since I put the game changer toggles on there, now it's a lot easier to turn and flare. So I
So
can't
you're
complain.
saying they were a total game changer?
To a point. I mean, the magnets on them still suck. I don't have the new model that they just came out with, but apparently they upgraded my magnets. I think the magnets still suck. They still will let the brake
It,
toggle fall off the riser, but
you shut your whore mouth,
it's
Junkie.
okay. Um,
If he needs 3 wings, he needs 3 jobs.
Use the tarp and hope you don't blow your launch. Yeah, or worst case scenario, you use the tarp and when your wing goes to pull up, somehow another one of the lines catch on the tarp and you drag the tarp up with you. That would suck really bad.
Well, especially for the people on the ground when the tarp disconnects and floats down to the ground and lands on somebody's windshield as they're driving down the road.
Well, I mean, you would be on a field.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine if you take off and your wing is wet from the dew on the grass, that the wind from you
Oh yeah,
flying
it dries
will
quick.
dry it.
It's just when, okay, so if your wing's laying in the grass and it gets wet, the problem with that is the wing gets really heavy. So to get it up in the air, it's a lot. It's kind of like, trying to pull something up that's dry, like a dry towel or a wet towel.
Yeah, but it ain't that
big,
wet. And Cherokee, the gas may not be is as expensive, but what kind of contraption are you going to be able to get? Some type of sealed large acrylic box or bag that you can fill with argon and seal it to store the wing in.
Yeah, I mean, if they have a proven fact to where argon would store it for long periods of time, that'd be great. You could put it mainly not for flying season, but during the winter, if you didn't plan on flying, then it would be cool to store it in an argon case or something if it would work. I'm thinking that y'all are going to die on this one, so I am not going to enter this mod heist. Just because we won, I gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them, and I think I'm folding them.
Know when to walk away, know when to run.
That's all that. Yeah.
Never count your money when you're sitting at the table.
There'll be time enough for counting.
When the dealing's done.
When the counting, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
A Yeti type cooler. Yeah. I mean, we have a cooler.
Yeah.
Like
So
that.
the Argon, the Yetis are expensive. Might as well just buy a new wing.
Yeah. We have a cooler now that's a fridge, which actually works really good.
We are not going to use
still
that to
running.
Start storing your wing.
No, I'm not going to use that to store the wing. But it's still running. It's at 31 degrees sitting in there. It's nice and cold. And the weird thing is there's only like 1 or 2 drinks left in it. It needs more put in there. Because we're having to work harder to stay cold.
You keep stealing them. And you keep
I'm not
stealing them.
I put them in the cooler.
And yeah, but here's the problem. As expensive as sodas are, you put them in the cooler and then you drink them a lot. You drink them slower when they're warm and you have to pour it in a glass with ice. Not to mention, we bought a case of Coke. Drink that instead of the booze mixer.
I do.
Well, you get to buy the soda next time. How's that?
No, because I did. That's what I put in there was Coke.
No, that was Dr. Pepper's in there.
There was 2 Dr. Peppers in there. All the rest in there was Coke. All of it. So don't tell me that, you can write a Coke. Because I did that. I left the Dr. Peppers up there. So maybe you are drinking too many Dr. Peppers.
No, I didn't drink the Dr. I haven't been drinking soda during the week because apparently I have become too sensitive to caffeine and it gives me fucking heart palpitations when I try to go to sleep. So I haven't been drinking soda at all for the past 2 weeks. Except for on Fridays. No, he just needs to shut up and learn his place. Do what I say.
There you go, Will. She is so damn controlling. As for the contraption, it's just a hose from the tank. Yeah, you know what? I may have argon.
Are you surprised by this revelation that I'm controlling? I think you've been well aware of that for a very long time.
I'm pretty sure I do have argon down there. I mean, it could be expired for all I know.
You ain't got no damn argon.
I do. I have a tank down there.
Wait. Can you hear it?
Oh, are they playing taps? Yeah, that means
it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, the Langley Air Force Base plays taps every night at 10 o'clock. I can't hear it right now, but she can.
Yes, I can.
Hey, John Q, I think you're right. Right. You just need a hook in your eyelid.
Oh, I came out here right as it ended. Damn it.
Oh.
No, I don't need no damn hook in my eyelid. I've had my fun with fish hooks. I'm good.
All right. I'm ready to get off here. It is time to go. Hopefully I get to do some kiting. If it warms up a little bit outside, I'm going to go kite this wing. Make sure that my line lengths are set correctly. I think they're going to be, but I want to make sure. You don't ever want to replace lines and not kite your wing before you. I don't plan on flying anytime soon, but I still want to check the wing. Just give me peace of mind. But I hope
So
everybody has
King
a great
Cobra, what you're
weekend.
saying is you could drive, you just had a problem with the rules.
And
Mhm.
I'm going to go try to find the Tyson fight somewhere now because it should be starting like any second now.
No, Wally already said it's going to be closer to midnight.
That's some bull crap, man.
Well, I can't help you.
Excuse me. All right. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll catch y'all next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Peace out,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.